What? Welcome back, everybody! I went with a quick change today just to see if anyone was going to say anything, and unfortunately I was disappointed. So, welcome back, everybody, to Wednesdays with the Wild Beyond the Wighlight. I am your ringmaster for tonight, Bardic Dice. If you are brand new to the channel, or if you're hanging out from one of our other sister channels throughout the week, welcome, everybody. I will be the Dungeon Master for tonight, and we do a double duty stream of D&D during the week. Tonight is the Wednesday of Feywild campaign, which hinges off, we're just a bunch of fucks sitting around the table playing D&D. So hashtag mature audiences, because there will be some cussing, there will be some random stuff happening, and we're not going to be as family friendly as some of the other streams. So just keep that in mind.
Nope.
Nope.
Not at all.
However, we do go family friendly on our Thursday stream, my homebrew game of Fates United. That is with Marquee Gaming, so if you come from one of their streams, you'll get to see them there. But tonight, or if you came from last night's Zelda game on Literary DM's channel with Silent and Lit, tonight will be a little less family friendly as well. So, welcome everyone. If you haven't already, consider checking out what we do tonight, and if you like it, you can give us a follow with the little follow button below and the new bell status if you want to get notified when we go live. I also have socials if you're interested in giving them a follow in case you want to get to see a lot of cool art on Twitter, if you want to see me never update on Instagram, or if you just want to see when I'm not going live or taking breaks or new announcements for things. Or if you're still holding out hope that I'll have old episodes on YouTube, maybe one day. You never know. The hope will eventually inspire me. When enough of you have hope, my heart will crack and YouTube will be updated. So consider giving that a follow. It's super fun. And as you see in there, we also have a wonderful Discord that we all get to share when we're offline. So go ahead and click that link if you haven't joined. It's super fun. We have amazing artists, D&D nerds, just positive community, creative people in there that we all get to support each other and really lift each other up during the week. And it's really nice because the world sucks sometimes, and having a community where everyone wakes up and try and support each other is really fun. So consider giving that a follow. We share that with Marquee Gaming, the husband and wife duo. Mark is my DM on Sundays for Beacon Aura at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a post-apocalyptic game of fun where I play Renan. And Rachel is an amazing artist. She is our official artist for the Thursday game for the character designs. And she does an art stream on Mondays at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, time zones. So yeah, definitely go check them out as well. None of them played tonight, unfortunately, but they are here in spirit. That being said, you'll hear about our Tuesday night fun in a little bit from Literary when we get to him. And Mondays are covered by PITV, which you'll hear about. And so yeah, we pretty much have everything going during the week. You should definitely check it out, and welcome to the channel. We're gonna go ahead and introduce, or not introduce, what we do or don't do online on the internet, but we also gonna introduce the characters that our wonderful players play. So starting with the one and only, the Witchlight monarch herself. We'll go with her last. So Autumn, why don't you go and introduce yourself, Nick?
Switching it up again today.
Oh, yeah, God.
Okay. I had a timer ready and everything.
I saw her get all excited, and I was like,
No, I am Nick, or known on the interwebs as PITV Studios or Alphabet Man, or whatever's fine, honestly. Dickhead. I respond to a lot of things. But I'll be playing Autumn Sephirin tonight, our fiery gunslinger. She's ready to shoot some more things. But yeah, like Mike said, you can catch me on Mondays. I do my normal procrastination Mondays, and I'm going to be looking at doing at least a second stream a week, and I think I'm going to be live on Friday doing some more world building. And if you're in the know and you know about Plunging into the Void coming out, I will be working live on some lore with Legend Keeper, specifically about Plunging into the Void on Friday. So if you want to come talk about it, and we can, maybe get some insights and kind of hang out and talk D&D stuff. But that's all I got.
Perfect. Go give him a follow. He is amazing. And introducing the one next to him, our sleepy girl for the day, Angie.
Hi, guys. Yes, I am in fact tired. Storms do that to people. I'm Angie, also known as Server Mom. I do also stream. I'm just taking a hiatus due to personal stuff. And tonight I play Gwen Moonfellow, the better twin to Colin, if you were to humbly ask her. She is a bard cleric for both Saloon and the Raven Queen.
They are warring after their souls, of course. But heading up to our second row, our official artist for tonight's game, Deely. She is amazing, and she is a wanted artist. So if you want to get on her commission streams, you're going to want to get on now, because that her list is getting pretty.
That list is getting thick.
Yo.
Her commission list is a snack.
It's 3. Is it 3 C's now, or is it 4?
Almost.
It's 4.
Almost 4? Okay.
3.
I thought it was 5.
Hi.
We gotta get that up there.
Brittany sent me a really funny GIF. That's all I'm thinking right now.
It begins.
It's the seal one from last week, which is
good.
Anyways,
Good one.
I'm Raphazeel on Twitch and Twitter, and on Instagram, Deely Spears. But yeah, I do art on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. PST. I'm not Central Time. But you know, I could be. Maybe I'll go live at 11 a.m. or whatever that is. But no, it's a lot of fun. And on here, I play Glass. She's an Eladrin Warlock, and it's a good time.
Yeah, thank you. Perfect. And one next to her, the DM for Tuesday nights. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello everybody, Fisk aka Literary DM here. I make weekly D&D content on YouTube. You can go ahead and find the channel here. Go ahead and subscribe, it's a great time. Today's video is all about what's basically the battle mage using magic and weaponry to effective degrees. I also, as Mike mentioned, DM a weekly Zelda-inspired D&D campaign called Winds of Calamity. It is a great time, things are getting rather intense and getting some lore drops. You can catch Mike and Silent there, and also you can check out some of the character art done by D. Lee. Managed to get on that train early, so very kind of proud about that. But as far as characters that I play Colin Moonfellow. He is a paladin sorcerer of Saloon. So it's all a good time here, and apart from that, that's pretty much everything.
Perfect, thank you. And heading up to the last but not least line, the top of the row, Silent, why don't you introduce yourself and who you're playing tonight?
Hi. My name is Hot Legend. I do stream things. Scheduling is weird right now. Sorry. But yeah, I do stream. Nothing D&D related But yeah. In terms of my character, I play Tyr. He is a half-elf gunslinger. And excited to shoot some shit. Yeah.
And last but not least, the one that made this all possible, returning to the top, the Witchlight Monarch. Brittany, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Brittany. I don't stream. This is gonna be real quick. I play a half elf named Rhea. Yeah, and her dad's being real dumb right now, and that's all that's going on in her life.
I mean, I wouldn't say the dumbest or anything. I did give you
You
your powers
lost
and
your
all.
throne to my sister.
Do you want your powers or not? You're welcome. Fantastic. So that's all of our cast and crew for tonight. I'm excited to get back into tonight's game. They have been wandering quite far into the story. We're getting towards the end. Super exciting. So also, if you're in our Discord, make sure to go over to #FatesandFae. You can go and post gifs and gifs and anything you want to make us break, like seals or grandmothers kicking children. So it's always a fun time. But that's all being said, let us begin tonight's game with the Wild Beyond the Wighlight.
Once every 8 years, the fantastical, fabulous, fashionable Witchlight Carnival touches down on your world, bringing joy to one settlement after the next. We are the ringmasters of this carnival, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. You can put your faith in us that we know how to put on a good show. But there's more to this magical extravaganza than meets the eye. Don't you remember visiting the carnival? The bright lights, the wonderful amazing colors, the glorious exotic acts. But what do you really remember from those memories? Would you remember if you lost something? Something simple, maybe. A doll? Some candy? But what if you lost something more? The ability to be happy? The love of art? The voice of a singer? What would you do to get back what you lost? Come in if you may, but don't forget to buy a ticket, or something of yours could be lost forever.
What happened? What happened?
Welcome back, everybody, to this week's Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We are getting right back into it, and our players decided not to discover the deal cave, but instead went over, and after having a moment going through time and space and meeting the eventual version of her own patron and seeing a little bit about its own history, Glass was able to be imbued with some more proficiency and skill. Afterwards, they continued on, and in trying to find help and aid to be able to take the last hag of the Hourglass Coven down, Endlin Moonshade, they made their way over to the Fey Beacons, helping a elfin prince finally rid himself of his curse. And in an Quentin Tarantino style display of power and awe, decided to shoot up, kill, slaughter, and destroy a former theater party from the Greyhawk realm, and who are now, owl killing machines. So they destroyed them, allowing the prince to return home, and in turn giving them a bit of his own blessing. Aided and escorted by Pollinella and Emidor, a dandelion who is in love with a bumblebee. Also, Gleam, who is one half of a not husband and wife, brother and sister duo performing duo.
Nope.
I don't know.
From
We'll see what they call
Alabama?
them. Yeah. They are also en route to eventually reunite them and find how to save them. Also, seems that Autumn might be looking for something of her own here as well to try and free and reunite herself with. But she keeps that close to
Yep. Some of
she
us can
does.
talk to our dads.
Adam.
You can talk to my dad if you want. Oh,
Sure.
Go for it.
So refresh
Maybe
my
he'll give you some
memory.
powers.
Did we bring up the, I think it was when you guys were asleep, or did you guys already get up and head out?
We headed out because he did the portal jump in the morning.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, see the portal jump into the glass and being awakened and refreshed, mostly, though it still is tough with everything night and no sun in sight. Not even stars or moon to be seen. Tiredness still grasps at you as your bodies are now starting to feel just the tug and strain of being in the Feywild. And in real life.
Yeah.
Listen. Listen.
But you guys do start making your route, heading towards the Lockberry Henge, a plateau with mystery-looking Stonehenge-style items. You're about halfway now, with Emidor in the front, nibbling at Apollinella's ear, but still guiding the way. Is there anything you guys want to do on the way?
Nothing I can.
Not really.
think of.
Nothing I can think of either.
Other than question how a dandelion nibbles the ear of a bumble.
Nope.
Yes.
No.
You do not. You do not want that.
Don't ask. He will answer.
Yep, no.
Way to go.
I have thought about this NPC a lot. The more I've read
Do
on
I
it.
have the silence?
Really?
So,
Damn, I don't have silence. Okay, fuck. All right.
though I shall not be able to help you now that I've lost my glasses thanks to Spidey,
Oh, well, we screwed.
the whole party can give me a perception check as you come upon the mists breaking in a plateau up in front of you.
That's fine.
Okay.
16.
That's 15.
21.
A 16.
16.
13.
Nice. Oh, pretty good. All of you can see this plateau and edges of stonework above it. Boulders and hard rocks, giving a bit of a pathway up, though it does look like it's gonna be a little bit of a trip. Anyone that got over a 20, you can see the glow of a fire that gets snuffed out
On the plateau?
up on the plateau. Right now, from what you're looking at, there are these boulders, and it looks like it's gonna take a little bit of a way up. If you guys want to continue around the plateau to see if there's easier ways up, you can. Or if you want to go ahead and attempt kind of this straight up path, kind of goes up the side of the plateau.
Oh, it's up to
Everyone's
everyone else.
preference.
I'm on a broom.
That's fair.
Well, not all of us are flying.
I'm fine with whichever way we go. Which one would be easiest or preferred?
We're not pressed for time, right?
I say,
Uh.
Carpe Diem, you see the path, you take it in front of you.
You would say that.
Squirt and Clapperclaw just like being held by Clapperclaw behind you guys. Lee is still
Then at
rubbing her head
So many
with a
NPCs.
headache.
the dandelion is saying go the path before you, and I say we do the opposite.
You see the bee start bzz, bzz, going at you. He goes, "It's okay. He doesn't need to know my name, Amador. It's fine. My love mi amore. No one needs to know our name except each other." And they start like nestling in with
God,
each
I
other.
wish I had the silence spell.
You and me both.
Yeah.
I have a permanent version of that.
And so do I. It's
Called
called
lead.
smite. It's called smite.
Oh, sweet.
I have laid my seed all over this land. You kill me now, I just come back like seaweeds in your haunt your dreams.
That's
Tons
gross.
of.
That's really gross.
That's very disturbing.
I mean, if you think about it from a flower position, it's quite normal. But, you know, you humanoids are quite gross.
Do you
in that
have-
sense.
Anyway,
You have
let's
a
go.
muzzle.
Anyway, let's go the other path.
What other path do you see? Are you going to go look for it?
The one that's the opposite of the one that you are suggesting. Yes.
Well, then sure. Go ahead and look then, huh? Okay, you guys continue walking around looking for another path? Give me perception checks.
Okay.
19.
17.
18.
7.
You're on brooms. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're on the broom. It's fine.
Yeah, the broom, you guys are just kind of chilling, having a little nice little conversation with each other. You could care less what the path they take. The rest of you
Breathing, glasses hair.
take time to go around, and it's a bit of a difficult walk. You kind of lose the path, and it becomes a little bit more barren. You get about an hour, 2 hours trip around this thing, and that's probably the best path up is the one that Amador showed you.
Alrighty.
Even with a 25?
Even
Really?
with the 25. Yeah, no, this is the easiest one.
Sometimes there's only one way to do things.
I mean, you can try.
Alright.
I mean, you could try and scale this plateau from any point, but it'd be a more difficult climb.
Okay, so this
Just
really
take
is the
the easiest
easiest one. Yeah,
It's
just,
just the
whatever's
easiest,
easier.
not the only. Yeah.
Yeah.
How high up is the plateau?
Oh, it looks pretty high up.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk it.
No, I have an idea. I want to see how.
It's you know, pretty high up. You know, like 500 feet.
Okay, I was gonna say fly up and then drop rope.
Yeah, a little more than
mean,
rope height.
I
If
don't think
people
you and
just
all
want
of
to
us
take their
combined.
time, I could just
No.
up and down, up and down, up and down. But I feel like it's
No.
gonna take forever.
Autumn
That's
just
it.
starts going up the path.
Yeah,
I like her.
I'll go up the path.
Amador begins to follow.
So the prince said that he had his friends with the Quarads that are here. Is that right? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, we met some of them.
those goblin things.
Oh.
No, those are not Korads, you imbecile! You're a dingo trampy if I've ever
Okay.
met one.
Oh,
That was-
Amador, you are treading.
Okay, that was Fisk saying that. That was not my accent. That was Fisk, the player, saying that, not Colin.
The goblins were the dead ringers.
Yes.
Yes.
Got it.
Those were
I don't know
actual
what a
goblins.
Quarad. I don't know what a quarad is.
Give me a nature check.
Oh.
Sure.
Brittany's nature check
Yeah.
is a 0.
Hey, Bard.
Mine's pretty good. 21.
Nice.
19.
All about them knowledges.
Well,
Fifteen.
both of yours would be at disadvantage because it's Bay.
Oh.
I rolled a
15.
15.
Hey!
9.
Hey!
All right. glass with the win.
I rolled a 3.
This is a Korad.
Oh.
A
Oh, they look kind of friendly, actually.
hold on.
I've been
Sorry,
spelling
Smite.
it
This is
wrong.
like really, really small text. Korads are secretive creatures that have strong ties to earth and stone. They prefer to keep their own company, but occasionally consort with creatures of elemental earth, such as Galabdur. A tribe of Korads gathers weekly to perform ceremonial dances, beating out rhythms on stone with their hooves and clubs. They typically flee from other creatures, but become aggressive when they feel insulted or annoyed by the sound of mining. So think of like the Trolls movie. These are like those rock things.
Yep. They're trolls. I love it.
Trolls with ropes.
Oh, the animated movies. Okay.
But yes, these are not
So they
the
might be
goblin
hiding.
ones that you saw.
Okay.
It's not goblins in a trench coat. Alright. We should probably keep our eye out. They might be hiding.
All of fire did go out up there, so let's be careful.
Just don't insult anyone.
Fair enough.
All right. Who is? I think Autumn was going up first, correct?
Yeah.
I was going up first, yeah, just because we were still discussing, and Autumn was like, "Oh, if this is the best way."
Yeah. I'll be behind Autumn.
Well, everyone that is
I'm-
attempting not to fly up on a broom,
That
You-
narrows it.
give me athletics rolls.
Yeah, we're not even following the path. I'm just going straight.
Oh, that's a.
Winding a path.
Athletics.
Play some elevator
17.
music.
That
Oh,
would
it's a
be
flat
a.
roll.
Okay. Natural
10.
20? So 20?
Nice.
22.
Autumn, you said 10.
Yep, it's flat roll. Roll a 10.
Nice.
Ouch.
You're going up first and kind of like, let's get to it. And
the
then
heels.
there's a few points where, like, because you're a little bit more dexterous, you kind of are struggling with the pull. You had to like pull yourself up to this next ledge, and you were like not accepting any help. So,
Nope.
you eventually got it, but slowly one by one, and then everyone's asking you help. You're like, nope. They all kind of got before you, so you're now the last one up. But eventually, you all make it up. Rhea, Glass, both of you arrive right about the same time as Gwen. The rest of you a couple minutes behind. But as you get up atop a boulder-strewn plateau that stands a circle of 8 megaliths. In the center of this henge, a small checkered game board with stone playing pieces rests on the ground near the dying embers of a campfire.
I knew Nick was gonna like this.
Oh?
Yeah.
I could see it on the map, but I was
Yep.
like,
Excuse me?
This is right up. Like,
Autumn is interested.
Are you all just kind of waiting for everybody to get up first, or are you doing anything before they get up?
Yeah.
Okay. So you
I'll
guys-
look around.
Okay.
Just to see if we can find any of those little guys hiding.
Um,
Not gonna do anything, I just want to know where they are.
are you specifically looking around, or you're trying to look for them specifically? It's 2 different checks.
I'd just
I'll
look
look.
around in general.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna look for them.
So, Rhea, give me survival. Glass, give me perception.
11.
Liam.
7. 7-11.
7-Eleven.
Hey!
7-11.
Yeah,
Love
you-
it.
You both start looking around, and there are clearly footsteps that were here sitting at this board of You can also give me a history check.
History?
Both of you.
Oh, I like history. I really like history. 20.
17.
Yeah, both of you recognize this is a Feywild version of chess called crowns. They are made with playing pieces and is played similarly to chess. You see 2 footsteps, but as you're trying to track them where they went, there's so many footsteps and it's impossible to tell and track where it went to. But as you're looking around, you do see that these megaliths are made from different materials. There's chalk, flint, shale, granite, slate, basalt, obsidian, and marble. It's about this time you guys can turn around and help each other, but everybody else gets up and Evidor is out of breath and just like passes out.
Good.
His stamina is not surprising.
Nope.
I'm sorry. I do.
think you
Autumn
just
does
will.
actually apologize to the bee.
I think you just made him wilt a bit.
And then you just hear that. That's funny from Rotten.
Run.
Hey, she says it's not about how long you use it, just how you use it. But it was like in a jerking, sarcastic way. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I'd like her more.
So
They were here. I don't know where they are now.
There's a game in the center.
Yeah, I think it's like your
Yes. Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
It's a little
One with the
different.
horsey?
Crown.
Yeah.
There are
Right.
horses in it, yes.
A little different Feywild crowns.
Yeah.
tried to
Game's
play.
a game.
Tried to play a little bit of chess. Never really got the hang of it. Too much strategy.
Can I
You're smart.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
over to the chess
Checkers,
table.
man.
Sure,
Does it look like they were in the middle of a game?
does.
Can I? I'm not smart enough to figure this out.
Was it?
Autumn?
I might roll up with you.
Okay.
Actually, Cheer would be interested too.
Autumn, as you're looking at it, give me a intelligence roll to see if you can understand the game and the state of the game.
Yeah, I was more interested to see who was winning.
Intelligence. Just a flat intelligence.
Are you proficient with any gaming things?
No. So it'll be 16.
Okay.
12 plus 4.
As you're looking at it, though, there's 2 different types of pieces. One is made of shale, and the other of chalk. And as you're looking at them, they are sculpted in tiny forms of korets, cloven hooved creatures with wild beards and hair that are coming down. You said 12?
16. There's
Oh,
a 12
16.
plus 4.
Okay, perfect. As you're looking at it, you're kind of, okay, it's not too different from chess, and you kind of turn to go to the second side of the board. You see that the slate pieces was 1 move away from beating chalk. And
that the game just stopped? Or is in the middle of the game?
in the middle of the game.
Actually, there's no way for her to tell that. She'll move the piece into checkmate.
Of course she does.
You move it over and kind of
Just
put the other one into checkmate. And all of a sudden, from the slate stone behind you all, a female forehead with a crown. Well done. Well done. I didn't know you all were players. You should have announced yourself. We would have hidden. Come out. It's fine. It's fine. Anyone that knows crowns can't be an enemy, right? I'm sorry.
Never played it before.
Excuse me? This is It takes years of study to understand the move sets that we. It's fine. You just saw the ending. You didn't see the prestigious moves it took me to set that up. So it's okay. I forgive you for that one.
Oh, it's one of these players.
It's similar to the material
Lovely.
playing game.
Yeah.
Don't mind.
But a second Kored walks out of the chalk one. This one out of the slate megalith. He goes, I am Queen Argantil. This is my friend Jagu of the Chalk clan. What brings you up here? I dare say you aren't with the mine people, are you? Of course not, right?
No.
Not who they are.
Do I look like I can mine things?
Of course not, dear. Of course not. That's why you're friends. Oh, brown people. It's so good. Is that flower okay?
No.
Yeah. Wore himself out.
Good. Well, what can I do? We are obviously friends. Please sit. There's plenty of seats, and you can see there's like seats in a bit of a. I hate to say like a theater, but like seats to watch the game.
Alright.
Oh, Your Highness, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize the crown on your head.
Thank you. Yes.
So you're all from the carnival? I see. We've had a few members from the carnival come my way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we were just spending some time with Algorithm over at the Fae Beacons. And he mentioned
what a
you all.
deal. What a deal. He always loses that crowns. I love it.
It's unfortunate. He has gone home now.
He should
Jumped
never
in the
say
lake.
goodbye. We never thought he'd leave. Good for him.
But he suggested you might be interested in assisting us.
Probably not. You see, we're not trying to make enemies in this land. We're barely surviving.
What did we have to do about taking down that hag?
Putting Sibylna back in power.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's why you're here? All of you?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Perhaps we can make a little bit of a proposition.
Interesting. You just see like the lightning go off and two little sparks of like firefly stuff above us. Sorry. The Bitter's End over there is constructing these abominations around town. They're awful.
The Bitter's End?
Oh, that's what we call the hag. She's the bitter end. We hate her till the bitter end.
That's a good nickname. I like it.
Well, hopefully we'll give her a bitter end.
And you can notice this queen, her hair is much shorter than like some of the other statues, images that you see.
What was her name again? Queen?
Argantil.
And the other one was?
Jagu.
Jagu.
Jagu of Chalk and Queen Argantil of Shale. Well, you see, there used to be many of us here at the Lockberry Henge. We would celebrate and play games and dance and walk each other through very wonderful games of imagination using these little stone D20s. But no one really understands that game, do they? But after the hag took over our Bitter's End, that was better end to our fun. She's meddled into our affairs and she ends up trying to get our hair for her own contraptions. She uses this puppeteer her own theaters and performances. It's
She takes your hair.
She does. It's disgusting. But
That's unfortunate.
I've instructed all of my fellow Kurds to hide in the stone. We're all waiting for something to happen. Waiting for her to leave. Someone to overthrow her.
Well, you could have a hand in that. We're looking to do that very same thing.
What does she need with her hair?
Heard many people say they're gonna overthrow her, my dear.
We've already killed one. 2 remain. I think we can do that.
Cocky. Interesting.
Not
Oh.
cocky. Driven by that of the Raven Queen to do so. This is more of a charge than of anything else.
Raven Queen. So, just Queen of the Birds.
Or the Goddess of Death. You see, my twin and I, we cannot die.
That's helpful. So you could die over and over again to the hands of this hack. Fun.
And you can
Speaking
assist us.
of which, the hair, the bitter end uses her iron shears to cut off locks of her hair. You can see she's taken most of mine. She fashions it into iron ropes and uses them to manipulate her theater's infernal contraptions. One of them, Jaka, what was it called? She called it the what? The Ori of Tragedies, it is. Oh, right, yes. It's something, she talks about being able to glimpse into all the futures. That's what you can see these are for. And she points like the copper rods on the mountaintops that have like the designs that the lightning bolts are hitting. She captures all the lightning to fuel all of her nasty contraptions.
So what would happen if one of those was to be taken down?
Not quite sure. I'm sure it would take away some of the power, and then she would just send her younglings to fix it again. I'm sure.
In that case, if they were taken down, then our castle would be a little left unguarded in that instance, wouldn't it? Leaving a little bit of an opening for us to go in.
Essentially. Again, we're just hiding. We're not too much of the fighter pieces, you know.
May not necessarily be a fighter piece, but if I understand this anything correctly, there's something known as pawns. You could take down the towers and assist us in that instance.
Did you just call the queen pawns?
Not in this instance.
We'll see. And as you guys are saying that, you can hear just the faint tapping. The kind of, as the wind stills, you can hear faint tapping in the distance. And just like a nerve has been struck, she just hisses and stamps her feet. And as you could hear it on the wind of pickaxes tapping on stone, she runs over to a boulder, picks up and hurls it 100 feet in the direction of the noise, and she screams, "Death to the brigand cocks!" A peal of thunder accompanies this display of anger. Ah, the brigand ox of Yon, I hate those miners. They are in league with the queen, I tell you. Awful. Ah, that is contraptions. Those miners down there are helping them, and all throughout the night and day they keep us awake with this petrid sound of pickaxing. Ugh. You fix this problem for us. Will be whatever pawns you need in your little adventure to take her down. What that?
Autumn looks around to everybody. I mean, it's not
Need
unreasonable.
allies.
They're assisting.
I was going to potentially suggest maybe a little bit of a game. Seems Autumn here is looking forward to maybe playing someone at a little bit of his crowns.
Well, this one over here, Autumn, you say? That's your name?
Yeah.
You've already impressed me, dear. You do not need to win a game to gain my trust. And she reaches into a bag and takes out a lump of coal. And she's like holding it. You see, not everything is as it looks. And she presses her other hand in, and you can see light beginning to emanate out an intense heat as she's crushing it together. And what was just a lump of rock and coal, as she opens up her hands, is a star sapphire worth 1,000 gold pieces. Has this faint glow to it. He hands it over to you. For, of course, your impressive display.
Okay, she'll take it.
You feel the tingle of magic to it.
What else is special about this stone?
Carry it with you for a little bit, and I think you'll feel quite lucky for the next day.
I'll do just that.
Well, like I said, I think if you're looking for a way in to surprise the hag or a way to distract her, we have heard of some sort of secret tunnel between the mine and Motherlorn. You just hear the secret tunnel. Shut up, Jago.
Damn it.
Yes.
Oh, is it another realm thing as well? Ugh, it's the worst. But if you can take down the mining operation, you would give quite a hurt to the hag and anger her, take her attention away, and you would make allies with us.
What are they mining down there?
Some, I don't know, what do they call them? Fish stones? Wish stones, I think is what they're called, actually.
Ooh,
Not that I
Would
Sounds
I-
ominous.
would
It
I
doesn't-
know anything?
doesn't matter what they mine. It's that they're doing it through all night and day, keeping us all awake.
I'm just interested to know what the hag wanted.
I don't think the hag wants this stone. Not quite sure. I think they're using the labor force to build the contraptions for her.
Wish stones. Would Colin have any idea what wish stones are, or if they have any?
Nothing for anyone not Fae. Would have no clue about this.
Okay.
Can we in-
I'm Faye.
Yeah, can we make a roll?
You can give me a nature check with disadvantage.
Okay.
You've never been here before.
Hey.
15.
Disadvantage? 9.
9.
Ooh.
Class, with your background in working with precious gems and different magical materials in the realm, you do know, and as you guys have seen through the carnival, that things can be made of or combined with immaterial things as well. Thoughts, dreams, wishes. Never quite heard of a wish stone before, but does seem outwardly out of the realm of possibility for you.
What does she do with these wish stones?
I don't know what the miners do with it. What they work on.
We can go ask the miners when we talk to them.
Yep.
Make them stop mining all day long.
Tell them to
to
mind
them.
their own business and stop.
And whatever you need us to do to help your little revolution. How people are yours.
Viva la resistance.
Autumn
Viva
cringes.
de la resistance.
Yeah.
We have a deal then.
Of course, my lady.
If they are working for the hag, then we'll make sure that they don't work any longer.
Good. I like this one.
I do too.
Fantastic.
With that weapon.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Just point us in the direction of that mine if we don't know it already.
Fantastic. Oh, this is a... You know what? We need to celebrate. We haven't done it in so while. And she like whistles her between her teeth, and it like echoes out among this little like plateau and cavern. And you see two more from like up on like another megalith drop out onto two drums as they begin beating on the drum in like this like Disney song musical. And suddenly the rain begins to fade, the sky lightens, and with wild grins and wilder hair, foreheads start just coming out of the stonework, out of different tribes, different ones, and they just start dancing around you, begging all of you to join in.
Yeah.
Anybody jumping in?
Yeah.
I am.
Nope.
Dancing.
All right.
I
imagine-
imagine down and kind of look over the game.
So
Yeah.
you both are jumping in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Give me a athletics or a performance roll. See if you can learn this special jig that they're teaching you.
Yes.
The Feywild Shuffle.
Yep, the Feywild Shuffle.
Wild Shuffle.
22.
Oh gosh.
Oh, 24.
Both
Hey.
of you quickly pick up on this maneuver, and in this strange sight of dance and enjoyment, out of the movements of the dance, suddenly one of the Chorids whips their hair towards you and extends out 50 feet towards you. And you end up catching it in one hand as part of this dance. And some of you are using this in like this cultural dance, almost like a jumping rope slash, I don't know if you've ever seen like Filipino sticks, like very similar, like dance maneuver.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
two of you have now learned how to interact with the command to hair action of a Korad. As a bonus action, whenever a Korad's around, you can basically command one of them to like send their hair towards you. You can, as they'll have like at least one 50-foot long rope woven out of their hair. The Korad commands one such rope within 30 feet of it to move up to 20 feet and entangle a large or smaller creature that the Korad can see. Target must succeed on a DC 13 saving throw and become grappled by the rope. Until this grapple ends, the target is restrained. And you can use bonus
Alright.
action to free it.
We have an army to command.
Well, secondarily, she has been collecting this hair. So if it works on just the hair,
Yeah.
and it's already at the hag's place,
Oh.
Yep.
The queen just looks at you. Oh, you are
Autumn
quite
is smart.
hell from the house.
smart.
A smart
Yes, I
woman.
think
She just goes,
Autumn
what
is-
a woman.
That's
So-
what we say all the time.
I get that a lot.
So you're saying then that the hag can use this on us?
No,
Mm.
well,
we know how.
She-
Well, we don't
Yeah.
know she knows how to
Unless
use it.
the
but
hag
we
is
also know how.
or someone to teach her this, which I highly doubt. We are very loyal people to her.
either way, we have some sort of little insight.
That's fair.
But if you see any of these contraptions using the hair, have fun.
Hey, Autumn, wanna go? Okay.
Songs begin clapping and like dancing around you all as they're all celebrating like Ewok Star Wars worthy of it.
Are they going full wub wub?
Wop, wop.
Wop, wop.
AKA the original ending. Yep, yep.
Yap, yap.
Perfect. So you guys starting to head out?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
The second it got Ewok-y, she's out of there.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep, yep.
She Ewoking the hell out of there.
Oh, ouch.
You guys thought I was bad.
Ooh.
The rest of you guys heading out as well?
Painfully, yes.
You just dip your head. Clapperclaw goes, nice one. I'm writing that one down. And
You can have it.
that.
he's like writing on the back of like Squirt's can, like in just like scratches, different jokes that he's been thinking up. But you guys eventually begin your way off of this plateau, kind of heading back down, and you find yourselves heading towards a lake. And off in the distance, you can start hearing the squeaky movement of an old rickety wagon being pulled by a shadow in front of you.
A shadow?
Shadow?
From this distance, it's hard to tell.
A shadow fox.
Oh.
What do you guys do?
Didn't the prince also say he had a friend who lived in the caves, near the caves?
You're nowhere near the cave.
Molova?
You're nowhere near the caves.
Oh.
yet. This is halfway to the caves
Oh.
at a lake.
How far away is the creature?
We're not sure about a creature yet. There's a shadow pulling a wooden cart. About
Okay, well then how?
60 feet away.
Great, divine sense.
Perfect.
Within 60 feet, celestial, fiend, or undead.
Neither.
Neither. Good to know. So, well, the good news is, if it's anything, it's not celestial, fiend, or undead. Could be a fae. Wouldn't be
Most
surprising.
likely.
Well,
Yeah.
considering a shadowy figure, it could have been something that of a nasty undead type creature. You never know.
The rain is slowly hitting again. It's starting to sprinkle and. Thank you.
Good
It's
That was a
so
weird sound of
good.
thunder.
Yep, the
Oh.
thunder
Hey,
rolls
you beat
out.
me to it.
Hey, Aaron, welcome. How you doing? And as suddenly the heart stops, and what was like a shadow realizes actually a floating cloak, and with a cowl, and just sorts looks over at all of you, and you can see now a curtained, almost like puppet show looking thing. And as the curtain slowly opens, you just
Yes.
see, hold on. No, fuck it. You see 6, like puppets, basically. Not puppets. I'm trying to think of what they're called. You know when there's like
Marionettes?
wires and it's like marionettes. Thank you.
Marionettes, yeah.
Hi.
Do they look like us?
You want to get closer and check?
Sure.
Okay, sure.
I mean, Autumn's just going to stand where 60 feet's a very comfortable distance. She's just going to stand, hand on hip, just kind of glaring down.
Glassy, you? I don't want to.
Just. Is it work? Oh, okay. No, I'll just watch.
Okay, we're gonna stay behind you.
I was talking, and for some reason it wasn't.
Gotta bang my ear to talk. Anyway.
Yeah, 60 feet away. You cannot tell any details on this thing.
I was gonna say Clint. Tyr is gonna get at least a little closer.
Colin will be close to Tyr, just so he's not alone.
Anybody else going closer?
No, but Gwen's got her crossbow ready, especially because her brother's going closer.
Okay. So
I'm just gonna cast light on someone's weapon. Colin's weapon.
Perfect. Yep. All right, great.
illuminates it, and as you 2 get closer, Emidor kind of steps forward with you with Pollinella. Gleam stays back, and so does Clapperclaw and Squirt. But as you do, there's this floating robe. It just seems to be by some invisible tether pulling this cart, but it's just standing there looking at you quietly, and then it looks towards this marionette. And as the 2 of you get closer, you can see quite clearly these marionettes are of U6.
That's not good.
It's lovely.
And they all
Look good.
simultaneously. The rest of you can't see. If you're not closer, you can't see
No.
Nope.
what they are. You can assume, or if they say anything, make the connection. But of all 6, make a bow together, and 2 of them walk off, like off to the side, as the other 4 leave off the scene. As suddenly the background changes, and no longer is it yawn. It changes to a background that seems equivalent to hither, and a stone pathway that's broken. You see 6 members now walking, though 2 you haven't seen in quite some time.
Yep.
They fall asleep. And it's like this play that's playing in front of you as 2 of these marionettes, the bodies fall off of them and crumble away into just skeletons. And then you just see one get up and T-pose and get flung off the side of the bridge.
I was going to be
hoping
mad if we didn't get that.
Oh, man.
When the scene changes, I think Tears just gonna draw the pistol just in case.
Sure. Are you guys telling each other or telling the rest what's happening?
Well, I think Autumn would be able to tell at least Tears on the defensive, considering he drew his
Sure.
gun. But
I'm just asking, those 60 feet away, you can tell things are changing, but you can't tell what's happening. So just wondering if anyone closer is relaying what's happening.
Are you telling us that you see marionettes of us? Is he
Yes.
what he's asking?
yeah.
So the rest of you, anyone else getting closer, or are you still staying back?
I mean, if that gets relayed, I kind of draw my rifle and just kind of keep it low to my hip. And I'm just going to keep a very close eye on the cloak.
Sure.
I'm going to shoot it if it looks like it's going to do something aggressive to my allies.
Cool.
Can we just like? There's a lot of weird things in the Feywild. Could we like just leave it and like go? I don't really want to relive some of the stuff we've done.
The scene changes to thither as a hot air balloon is over in the air. Lands. A scene.
I think.
Oh, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Oh no, You're good.
Yeah, what do you say?
We can keep going. Ray is right. There's a lot of weird things here.
A lot, especially theater things. I wish.
I think that this is a message.
Yeah, of what we've done here.
The land knows things.
Less of
Not
what.
necessarily anything to do with her.
Less of what. I think this is less of what we've done and more of her trying to send us a warning.
Maybe. Sometimes things just exist here in the Feywild like this.
We've killed one of her sisters. It wouldn't surprise me if she's trying to do this as an intimidation tactic.
Well, it's not working, so
Other than keeping us here, which is what she might want.
It lands, and you see party get out and decapitate frog bullocks. And one's kind of holding its head as the party walks up and are standing around Bevlorna's cottage and all stab their weapons into it. And Bevlorna flops out in this grand display and dies on top. You guys still watching?
So, are we gonna go, or do you guys just want to keep?
I'm following your guys' lead.
You guys are in the front.
Yeah.
Alright. He'll holster the weapon. Let's just go.
Yep.
Okay,
Colin was
great.
following Tears, so
You guys begin to walk away.
Yes.
As you step any sort of way, the wagon continues to follow you. Doesn't
this is a
nothing aggressive, but it does begin to follow.
message.
The house falls apart, if anyone's watching.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, Tears looking back, but
So you're looking back?
just to keep an eye on it, just
Sure.
in case.
All right.
Let him read it! Don't let the Dungeon Master read it!
Are you guys still walking at this point, too?
Yeah, we're still walking, but just keeping an eye on it.
The wagon is keeping pace with you at whatever speed the two of you are, as the hither changes to now Jan's background. And you see as you land a small flower and a honeybee. Look at you all. Do you shoot it?
No, I'm
Okay.
not watching it. I can't. I'm not going to metagame it, but my god, does Nick want to shoot it?
And you see the entire scene play out as you meet Amador. And then
No
the
new
scene-
details, right?
Huh?
No new details? Like things we maybe didn't see or not?
It changes scenes again to a lake with 8 bay beacons around it. Are you still watching?
As we're walking, yeah.
It's still walking. The whole thing's rattling a little bit, and you know the marionettes are kind of going with the rocks and the bit of difference, and you see it play out the entire fight and the glorious just absolution of the performing the monsters that attacked you at the beacon is all of you dispatched 8, and you see a prince with a bright golden crown and green cape dive into the lake. And then it changes to a scene of the Lockberry Henge, where one autumn moves a piece and then is given a stone sapphire. And then you see all of your characters walk up towards a wagon and begin watching a play. Until it starts following you as you start walking away.
Okay, now we
It's getting meta.
Okay.
It's getting real
And
fucking meta.
It hits right about that time you're about to move away. It hits the end, and you can see little folding bubbles say, "Okay, that's it. That's it." And then suddenly just a little screen like scroll drops, and it just says ... to be continued. And as the entire wagon, as if someone just cut a cord, falls apart and breaks to the ground, and the cloak just becomes unanimated and falls. Tyr, since you're the only one looking, give me a perception check.
Good shit.
28.
28. Luckily for you, you can see a small corner of a wooden box gleaming out from the cloak.
He goes to pick it up.
It has this beautiful moon carving on it in golden, and the 6 figures of yourselves, all with marionettes hanging by, not hanging, but like upheld by wires. Sorry, I was about to go critical roll there. No, that's not it.
Ooh.
Do you open it?
What's
Sure.
in the box?
Now you can give me wisdom saving. No, I'm just kidding.
There it is.
No, just joking.
And,
You
no,
op-
that's
you open
wins.
it, and there is a pile of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 tickets. And the first one says, "Good for one private audience with Endolin Moongrave. No strings attached." And on the one that you're now holding, the top one, has a tiny puppet that resembles here. And you look at each of the others, and every single person in your party has a ticket.
Okay, guys. Okay.
What?
Got a box.
I think I just got us a way in.
Her way.
And that doesn't scream
It's an
scratch to
option.
you.
Maybe she's scared.
Look, I don't like it about as much as you do. But unless you come up with another way, this is our only option.
I don't know. I mean, if there is a tunnel from the mines to her castle, we can just go that way.
Secret tunnel.
God damn it.
Through the mountain.
Hate all of you.
Secret tunnel.
I do agree with Tyr. If there's no sense in us throwing them away, we might as well bring them with us. Just keep them in the box, perhaps.
That's what I plan on.
What's in the box?
Oh, what's in the box?
It's another option.
Yep.
Guess you
We're
run
gonna run
out
out
of
of bullets for these miners.
You guys continue forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right, now whoever's leading can give me a survival check to see if you can find the Briganock mine.
I'll lead.
Okay.
Well, unless you wanted to.
No, it'd probably make more sense for Colin. Not Colin, Tyr.
You can't
Yes,
I'm
I definitely
tired.
won't.
mess with names
I
there.
am very tired.
Moved.
See, 21.
21. Yeah, between you and Amador, it's quite easy. As he points up, as you get to the second part of the lake, this massive sort of like stag-like mountain sort of thing that's been carved into tunnels, and you can see the glows from inside and a cave work that goes down deep. And you can hear now what was on the wind, the sound of just clinking and pickaxing, whatever. Anyways,
English is hard.
English.
English is hard.
You guys eventually come upon
A place.
a place.
Down, you could say.
Creepy. Hey, what's up, buddy? 15 months. Let's go.
Let's go.
And you look around the corner and can see a wonderful streamer named Creepy Black Dude looking
He's awesome.
behind a tree, but you realize that he's not moving. And you also see other Koreds around behind boulders and looking through this forest at this cave. You realize none of them are moving either.
Like, they're really not moving, or are they breathing?
Freaking dark crystal
Wanna
over
get
here.
closer?
Yeah.
Want to get closer and check?
Sure.
Is there some Medusa bullshit going on right now? Like,
All right, dear, go to an investigation check.
You got it.
I have my gun out and they're ready.
yeah, I've got my crossbow out ready.
This
Longsword
is
out.
where I have perished.
19.
19, awesome. As you guys all walk closer, you hear the sound of hundreds of tiny pickaxes and hammers chipping away at stone. It emanates from the mouth of a cave that has fingers of rock reaching skyward above it. Statues of irate, hairy creatures with cloven hooves are positioned that they lean around trees and peer over boulders, as well as a famous Forgotten Realms performer that you recognize as his stage name, Creepy, all staring balefully at the cave entrance. You get a little closer and you put your hand on Creepy's shoulder. You realize it's just stone. These are statues. And
I freaking called it.
you look at it and it's clear to tell, though, these are not like humanoids turned into stone. These are like rough carvings. They seem to be almost like akin and set up like scarecrows around the entrance of this cave.
That's
Give him a 10 for ingenuity.
Doesn't work on us, I don't think.
Well, they're not facing out of the cave, they're facing into the cave.
Oh, different.
I'm trying to keep whatever is in there.
Grenades. Caves aren't creepy enough.
Yeah.
we
Feywild children, you can give me a nature check with disadvantage.
Feywild children. That's a good name for them.
Wow. I mean,
Disadvantage 19.
You know that
15 and 16.
that Brigannox are not big enough, most likely, to have made these. But they are like mouse-like creatures.
Those are the ones doing the mining.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't.
They're
make these
tiny?
statues.
They're tiny.
Quite small.
Huh.
Bigger than rotten.
then if they're that small, then this doesn't bode well. Don't. Okay, fine. Let's go in. And Colin just starts.
Well, I'll admit, Automutual, I'm not worried about if we have enough ammo, but now I'm kind of concerned.
It's probably quite a few of them to be able to dig this much out. I think they breed like rabbits.
Oh,
Yes.
We can
that's
try a Briganock
molten.
stew while we're here.
Maybe.
No.
You also
That's
know with that
what
nature check, Briganock stew is disgusting.
Wouldn't recommend. They live inside mines and don't really come out much.
What are you guys doing?
Colin said he's going in, so
Are we going into the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get in. It's others.
Colin,
Yeah.
as soon as you step into
Let's go.
the cave, give me a perception.
Perfect. And yay, I do have 120-foot dark vision, just so if that matters at all.
Perfect.
That is going to be this freaking dice. 18.
Wisdom saving throw.
I'm dissing at those. That's going to be a 15.
Perfect.
Oh, poor.
You recover quite well because you thought your mind was playing tricks on you. The second your foot hit the ground as you crossed the entrance, every sound of pickaxing stopped. It's just silence emanating from this cave.
Oh.
Nick.
Would I know?
Oh no.
Back.
Would
We
I
might
know?
not need a lot of ammo.
Sorry, Nick's face is. Oh shit!
I've done something like this before.
I don't like any of that. So
I need a lot of ammo, but we might need to hit hard.
Would Colin know
Good.
of this potentially being a spell that's producing this noise?
With your perception check and everything else, and your attunement to magic, nothing upon this comes across as a spell. Nothing arcane.
What about divine? Because technically I'm both.
Huh.
As a
I just meant like nothing of arcana sense. No divine, no magic.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Hmm.
so is it so sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, so we're still outside, the rest of us, and the mining noises have stopped as soon as we saw Colin walk in.
Oh, okay.
That'd be good.
Don't like it.
Off of his wisdom saving throw?
That was just a
All
fuck
of
with you
us?
guys. That was just a fuck with him.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I mean,
I'll
it was,
give
it
him
was
that.
yes to fuck with him, but also to be like how well his mind was able to like perceive the change in that moment. Of,
Like, is it jarring or not?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, either A, I've been detected, or B, this whole thing was just fake to begin with.
Well, creatures that live underground do have some acute senses.
They might have sensed us walking up.
There are creatures that can feel shakes in the
You
ground.
walking up.
I've heard about those. So, well, do we continue in?
Yeah.
They know we're here already.
They don't want to, but
Oh,
Let's go.
let's keep going.
Supposed to find someone named More Oliver.
As you begin to walk in, you see signs of an old mining procedure here. Carts, abandoned shovels, tiny. Abandoned stone that has no use anymore, but a path that's large enough for all of you and probably ponies or such, or maybe a horse. But there's no activity. There's no creatures, no sign of recent, like fire or anything activity here.
Does it look long abandoned or?
Abandoned in the sense of it gives you the sense of like a part of the mine that just has been completed.
Oh, like they've moved on. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
so the vein's empty.
Like the vein's empty, maybe it's much deeper, but it continues forward. And you guys press forward.
Mm-hmm.
You get about 5-10 minutes in, and suddenly Chink. Chin. Chink. Chin. Chin. Chink. Chin. Chin. And the hammers begin to sound again in a much more rhythmic way than before. There's no pickaxing. There's a rhythmic sort of beating.
Does this come across as almost ritualistic?
Hi ho, it's all
We're fighting the 7 dwarves.
Does it sound like
Love
more
it.
than one?
Clearly more than one. Like it's echoing from much deeper down in this cave and echoing around you, and almost you have to look around because it feels like it's coming from behind you, but you realize just the echoing of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an Arcana check.
Anybody?
Anybody can, but I know Colin is the one that asked. So either two people can, or one with advantage.
No good.
I'm shit with that. So go ahead, somebody.
I mean,
That
I'm good
is-
at it, but I didn't have a reason to roll.
And that's an 18.
You're not sure if it's ritualistic or the purpose of it, but it definitely has a tingle of possibly magic to it, or definitely a rhythm to it that seems purposeful.
Does the rhythm seem to be like very consistent?
Yes.
Like something more like machine than
Not enough, not as precise to be machine,
okay.
but definitely persistent in like a song.
This
Freaking dwarves.
this is
No.
Damn it.
It's kind of like when sailors like would do thing like
shanty.
Yeah,
like
it's
keeping
the whole
emotion,
shanty thing.
so, okay.
Yeah.
This
Like railroad hammers.
Yeah, just keeping in pattern to
Yeah.
working.
Go to Colin.
This doesn't appear to be that of a ritual, but it's definitely intentional. Don't know if it's that in order to keep in rhythm with the mining or the operations, but there's a slight tinge to that of almost a little maybe magical in essence. Either way, you should probably proceed with caution
You want me to detect magic?
if you're able to, and if that's within its reach. I don't know if we're in that reach yet for detect magic though.
Can just keep doing it.
I mean, we're walking, our boots are making noise and stuff like that too, but we're hearing that rhythm over that too.
Oh.
Because we're not moving silently, so I assume we're kind of clacking along, right?
Yeah, what are you saying?
Well, I was just clarifying because obviously if they are going to hear us, Autumn is going to, on the butt of her rifle as we're walking, kind of tap one of her rings against it in a counter rhythm and focus on that instead of their rhythm as we walk.
Okay.
So she's not like purposely being loud about it, but just like she's gonna pick her own beat
Sure.
off
He's
beat of
offbeat.
what theirs
She'll be
is.
offbeat. Yeah.
Yeah, she's offbeat.
So edgy, so hipster. What a woman.
Well, if it from what Colin just said, if it is magical in some way, she's gonna focus on
Right.
her own rhythm.
And I'll just keep casting detect magic since I don't need to use any slots for
Warlock things.
it. Yeah.
Warlock things.
Funny enough, I just think Drew would just halfway hit the rhythm just because he likes music. So
You're with the rhythm, and I'm purposely offbeat.
it's like it's bothering him now at this point. It's like, oh no.
You know those people that just like
Right? Like everyone's on a rhythm and there's this one guy.
there's the one guy in every church, in every like choir,
Hey,
in every
Glass.
concert.
Oh, that's
they just don't have rhythm, but they
Alright,
just think
Glass.
they do.
Give
Yeah.
me on top of your detect magic and Arcana check.
Cool.
1, 2, 3, 4.
21.
21.
Nothing pings visually.
Blackjack.
Okay.
but the sound has a faint, almost at first, indetectable sense of enchantment.
Maybe we like put things in our ears. To stop the sound.
We shouldn't.
Not a
listen
bad
to it.
idea.
I'm gonna do that, and I'm just gonna take fabric and just plug my ears.
Gwen will do the same.
Mm-hmm.
You still sense that enchantment
Mm.
through your ears being.
You feel it in your feet. It's the bass of the song.
We're not
Fuck off!
Feel it and it grows into your chest.
A bringing off rave party is what we're coming upon.
Oh, more dancing.
Are
You ever
guys
see the second
continuing
Matrix
forward?
movie?
Yeah.
Yep. Moving on forward.
It's giving another 10, 15, 20 minutes of walking. You guys are kind of making your own rhythms. You're trying to ignore this rhythm, but it's growing louder the more you continue on. To the point of you can feel the bass in your chest as echoing off of cave walls. Anybody that is not an elf or
Yep.
has any protection from being lulled to sleep, give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
On save? Okay.
I'm good.
15?
Wait, we're doing this for what?
You're not. You're
You're,
not.
you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Those of
We're doing it
elven
to people that
lineage-
aren't paying attention. I'm kidding.
Those who are,
Listen.
I'm joking.
those who are elven lineage are.
Yeah.
So-
Anyone
Yeah,
that
so
has
you're
elven
good.
lineage protecting you from not falling asleep.
So that's
21.
3 of us.
Okay. What was the save again?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
21.
Flat. 16.
As you guys are walking, Autumn, you're desperately trying to play your own beats, and then slowly, surely you just begin tapping in rhythm with their beat. And your eyes drip, and you trip over a rock, and you fall over asleep. When
Oh,
you look
no.
around, and you had been trying to catch yourselves, and you also fall over asleep.
Fine. Okay.
Out of curiosity, Paladin man,
Molten
your
breath.
aura?
Okay.
No, I'm not high enough level for
You're not
that.
high. That was why I was asking. I couldn't remember if you had enough Paladin levels for that.
I would need to be
Yeah,
7.
yeah.
It would
I
have
would
been,
need
yeah,
to be-
that might have pushed you over, yeah.
also, I think I would need to be at least like 7th level paladin anyway for that. So,
So the rest of you guys
But-
see Autumn and Gwen slowly kind of fall to the ground and are asleep.
I stole the broom. What's
I got him. Dude.
do they? Does it look like when I cast sleep?
A much more potent version.
Oh.
Okay,
One
you think you
second.
get mad if I slap her?
Wait. I've kind of always wanted to do this. Can I please?
Yes.
I walk over to Autumn. On the ass.
I love it.
I've seen her father do it so many times. She's like, "Kinda
You
like Joey."
indulge your inner desires, but she does not.
Yeah.
You have to do both cheeks.
That ass is an ass that slaps back.
Yeah, hellish rebuke.
Oh, shit.
Do I have that?
She just asleep, puts the
Hold
gun
on.
towards you and just smack down.
Yeah, that should have woken her up. I don't know.
No, that
I
lulled
don't
her
really
more to
wanna
a
hurt
sleep.
her.
He's even more relaxed now.
God damn.
What a woman.
It's easy when they're laying down.
I mean,
But anyway, that should have woken someone up. So
Should we pull
they
them
might
up
be
away?
out for a bit.
I
Yeah.
don't have. I unfortunately don't have any abilities to be able to wake them up, especially if
I don't know if I actually have to like actually hurt her or them because Gwenny is also asleep.
You think she would?
Are you talking about? What do you think about?
I don't want to actually like
Pull the dagger,
stab
or to
them.
pull the scimitar.
We could just prick their finger. There's a fairy
It's
tale
not
like
nothing
that.
serious.
There is
Gosh.
a fairy tale like that.
There is. I read it. Not impressed.
You prick their
Oh, I
finger?
swear to God.
Yeah.
It's nothing lethal.
Not on the shooting hand. She'll be mad.
Yeah.
Oh, of course not. I was going for the leg anyways.
Oh, okay.
You both,
That's fine. There's legs for days.
You both
They
prick
do-
a
yeah.
spot
Yeah,
on
she
their
does.
bodies, and a little driplet of blood comes out, but they don't wake up.
Well,
Oh, no.
well,
Let's drag them back out then. We haven't been spotted, so.
So
Just,
I need passive
no.
perceptions, please.
Passive perceptions?
15.
Yeah, because these are quite clearly focused on them currently.
18.
9.
Anybody be
Uh,
18? Anybody have higher than 16? That was just her, right?
I have a 15. I am one off.
Yeah, you're a little focused on the poking at the moment. Raya, you can hear
Like
just
shaking her hand.
in the change of the rhythm, like wheels squeaking. And it sounds like
Towards us?
multiple wheelbarrows coming towards you and footsteps.
Okay, they're coming. They're coming. We should. I don't know.
Arm
if we
over
want
the
to,
shoulder.
like,
Gwen, grabbing because I have an 18 strength.
fly.
It's
Oh,
not
actually-
exactly heavy.
Actually,
so...
hold up.
Oh, fuck.
All right, Gleam's
I'm
fine. Amador's down.
Oh, shit.
Polinella's fine. Clapperclaw's down. Squirt is down.
Okay. How,
Okay.
are-
I got Amador.
how many of the NPCs are down? Are all of them down?
No. So only all of them except Gleam and Polinella, I think. But
Okay.
they both
Wait,
got
who's
hit
down?
points.
So Squirt,
Amador,
Amador,
Clapperclaw, and Squirt are
Clapperclaw. They're all down. Those three are down.
Here,
Squirt.
Fuck,
You
leave
want
the
to
guards,
can,
leave the
anyone-
guards!
Yeah, catch. He just tosses Amador and Squirt at her.
taking that,
Oh,
taking
yeah,
that, and then
the broom has a weight limit.
yeah,
Yeah.
take Squirt. And well, it's a cannon of.
Yeah, I can take
Cannon
it.
of
a can of
flour.
dandelion.
Like-
Yeah.
We
Okay, that's true. I can
Yeah.
do 300. We should be fine.
So taking
I got
Gwen
Squirt.
and then dragging Clapperclaw, I can probably do that. I have an 18 strength. I could probably
Okay.
carry them both.
You guys
Just
are in
got
a
him.
tunnel. Where are you going?
Back there we came in.
Where we came in.
All right.
Did we see any
in
other,
this,
like,
in this hustle
options?
of picking everyone up, you're just about to start heading back, and around the corner are 8 of these Briganocks with wheelbarrows. You just see, "Ah!" and then just they turn around and start running away.
Oh.
Oh, well, okay.
And so
Should we be
you're-
worried or should we keep going?
Do we still hear the sounds? Is the mining sound still happening?
Mhm.
Mm.
We should probably leave, at least for
Now
now.
you hear footsteps of a much larger person walking.
We should go.
Not
Much
larger
larger?
than you, but like probably about your size.
But bigger than them.
But one.
Just one.
What if it's more of a...
Do you want to find out or if it's worse?
I kind of
You know,
do.
your voice echoes in the cave. By
That's
the way.
true.
Yeah,
What's your name, sir?
I am Mal Oliver. If
That's-
that's who you're looking for. Well, Oliver, Ollie, more for short. Whatever you want to call me.
Are we okay? Are we leaving
Yeah,
or
I
are we
think we're
staying?
alright.
You
Are
see
the prince
twisting,
sent us?
twisting a dagger, just kind of walking around the corner. Sorry about my friends. They didn't mean to scare you. So you said the prince. Prince of what? And many.
The one who was over at the Fae Beacons.
The one who,
Oh yeah, the cursed one. Yeah, he's nice. Agaroth or something like that. Yeah, Abby. I don't know. I call him Abby.
Agaroth.
He's great. Yeah.
He sent us. He said
He doesn't like nicknames. Do not call him anything with a nickname.
This is too meta.
This is great.
What game are we playing again?
Oh, we're playing Feywild. What are you talking about? I'm Mal Oliver. I don't know who you're talking about.
Oliver.
Mal Oliver.
Okay.
Okay.
Oliver.
Do you
It
work for
changes
the
a
hag?
lot, so. That bitch? No. No.
Oh, thank God. I was going to shoot you.
Oh.
Do these?
All right, you're asking a lot of questions right now. Who are you guys?
Hi.
Oh my gosh, you fell asleep. I am so sorry. They thought you were enemies. Oh my god, I'm
Might
so
be.
sorry. Well, you could be actually. Yes, are you?
Name's Glass.
Hi, Glass.
We're here to kick the hag's ass. That rhymes.
It does. I like
job.
that. I like you.
One Glass.
You're cute.
Look, is there anything you can do to wake them up? Because there's a lot of them.
Oh, about that. Sorry. Gonna have to wait an hour, or unless you know wish spell. Any of you guys is powerful enough for that?
Mm,
Ooh,
I
That's awkward.
don't know many mages that are capable of those things.
I know a few. Not with
I'll be
me.
100% honest with you. When she wakes up, I hope she doesn't shoot you first.
Oh, it wasn't me. I told them to stop, but it's just what they do. They're really scared people. They thought it was the Koreds attacking.
Well, we did go see the Korads, and they're very annoyed by the sounds, but they also seem to think that you all work for the hag.
Well, no, they work for the hags, don't they?
No.
Ah.
Well, this is just one big misunderstanding then. I
Yeah,
told
they
them
think you're
they're
mining
so
for
passive
the hag.
aggressive. They're just like not willing to talk with each other. They just like do things and then they do things to each other. And then they That's so funny. Come on in. I like you guys. It just turns
hold
around
on.
and starts walking.
Can I insight check this dude?
Sure.
Okay.
As
This
you're
feels
doing
authentic.
that, a tall, slender human clad in dark leather armor is the one that greets you. Their friendly face
Wait,
brightly
what?
illuminated by a tiny wisp of light that floats next to a mouse-sized creature perched on this human's shoulder. You're four. It's hard to read. This person's very charismatic. And he's yelling back, "Don't worry! They just forgot to knock. They're friends." And suddenly
Door.
you hear the rhythm slowly change and stop, and then go back to just pickaxing kind of the random just sounds of people working.
Wait, what's it?
But there's no rhythm to
Did
it.
we miss a door?
There was no door.
I mean,
There's no door.
don't you knock in someone's house even if the door's open? That's kind of weird.
Where do you knock on a cave?
Door to
Like-
not.
It's kind of a big
Hello,
opening.
hello, hello.
That's
Oh,
not
fair
knocking.
enough.
Like
Granted,
knock, knock, knock.
Announcing themselves.
Here.
Announcing yourself, I guess, still.
Mm. But
Okay.
to be fair, we thought that
Hey, watch
you worked
this.
for the
It
hag.
takes a dagger and goes "Ching," and it like echoes off the cave, and it sounds like a knock. Like returns to his hand.
Well, also, in all fairness, we were under the pretense that you were working for one of our enemies.
Yeah, same here.
So,
That's fast. I mean, I'm
Just a
not mad.
misunderstanding all around.
You guys sound like
are-
I'm mad. I'm not mad. Come on in.
If you all aren't mining for the hag, why are you mining?
Come in. We're in the big. This is weird. This is like, you don't just talk at the front step of someone's house. You invite them in,
I
make
mean, we
them
can-
breakfast. Come on in, please,
Wait,
please.
you're gonna make
Oh.
us food?
Of course.
Dude.
Well, they can.
Alright.
They will. I don't cook.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Did you guys follow?
Yeah.
Dragging
Yep.
everyone
I do.
else?
yep.
well.
Well, you have to, apparently. He takes you to a little bit more down into a second part of the mine, and now you can see small Briganocks walking all around, giving you like weird looks, and kind of 8 that are very scared, kind of just like being like consoled and see, they're fine. They're not gonna hurt you. They're just big, scary people. It's fine. You just don't get under their footsteps. Oliver's just like, "Hey, Craig, how you doing, Zarly? Of course, you look fresh." And then eventually brings you guys into this like side room that has like a couple couches and like some like human stairs and like a table. It's got like some tea made up on this little kitchenette. And just like sits down and just, "Welcome, come on in. This is my little abode for now." So, hi, my name's Moliver. A Valor's Call, of course. I am here helping protect them for now.
We met one of you.
Did you really? I've been trying to find them. Who'd you see? Huh?
Dwarf?
Dwarf?
Oh.
That rapscallion. Where was he? I've been looking for him.
He was in which hag's house was that?
Thither.
Said he went to thither. What was he at Loom Lurch?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got caught.
He
But we
got
freed him.
caught, didn't he? He's a loud
Yeah.
one. Yes, he is.
But we got him out, and he said I think he was heading up to the castle.
Oh, you
to
did a
find
jailbreak?
rescue.
Oh, a jailbreak
Oh,
under the eyes of the dame. I mean the hag. That's wild.
The dame?
I meant the hag. I'm sorry. We call her the dame sometimes, so.
Mike, this is too much.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm just fucking
It's
with
another
them.
game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's similar. I was a book I read somewhere. Pretty good, actually.
Adventures of Lux Barton.
Ah, yes, you read it. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, it was so good. My favorite. No, it's a tiefling guy. I forget his name, but he was my favorite. But please come in. What are you guys doing? What are your names? I'm Oliver.
Rhea.
Glass.
Colin.
Hey, Colin, you do not seem like you're from here.